Alright guys, here is your video that you have to watch before coming to class the next time. It is on evaluating algebraic expressions. I know some of you may be thinking that you already know how to do this, and you're right, you probably do. But it's something we need to review before we really get deep down in starting Algebra 1. Okay, here's the definition of an expression. An algebraic expression is a mathematical phrase that contains ordinary numbers, operators, and variables. Well, you might be wondering what I mean by operators. Well, an operator is simply addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Okay, so you just have some operation or operations in the problem. And if you have forgotten what a variable is, they are letters or symbols that represent a value in a problem. And you can see any letter of the alphabet, X, Y, G, anything. And then, of course, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and then those also include your negative numbers too. So here's some examples of an expression. 4x plus 3 n squared 5g divided by 2. Those are just some examples. I'm sure you can think of 100 on your own. What do these expressions not have? Well, you probably noticed that there's not an equal sign. If there is an equal sign, it's no longer an expression, but an equation. And we'll get to equations later on in the year. Alright, to solve an expression, and remember, if you want to pause the video right now to write this down, that is completely okay. To solve, you need to substitute the given value for the variable, and then just follow the order of operations. So your directions may say evaluate, and evaluate just means to solve when S is equal to 2. And then you'll have a list of problems. You may have S plus 4. You may have 3S. Or you may have something like S squared. So let's start with S plus 4. I know from my directions that S is going to be equal to 2. So I'm going to rewrite the problem and replace the S with a 2. 2 plus 4. And then I just simply solve that. 2 plus 4 is 6. Okay, when you have a number right beside a variable, like in this second example, that means that they are being multiplied. You don't have the multiplication symbol right there, but when they're next to one another, that automatically means multiply. So this problem is 3 times S, or 3 times 2. Remember, you can also write multiplication as parentheses. And you know that 3 times 2 is 6. Alright, and then the last example, S squared. When you square a number, do not multiply it by 2. You're multiplying it by itself. So S again is 2, so I'm going to rewrite it as 2 squared. And then 2 squared is the same as 2 times 2. I know it looks here that I'm multiplying it by 2, which is the exponent, but my base is also 2, so I'm multiplying it actually by itself. And 2 times 2 is 4. Alright, I told you that this was pretty easy and that you were going to catch on quick, just like I'm sure you all are. Now, I'm going to give you 4 problems. These 4 problems you need to work out and bring to class when we meet the next time. Alright, I want you to evaluate the expression when x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 2. So the first one is x plus 7. Number 2, 8 minus y. Number 3, 5 times y cubed minus 6. And number 4, negative 7x. Alright guys, make sure that if you have any questions to write them down so you'll be ready to ask them when you get to class the next time. See you later.